FatDag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, FatDag.
I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com. Follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 192 of WhysAdvice, and it's always an honor to be here with you. Truly appreciate all your support. Just got back from a great trip out in Biloxi, kicking off the first of 8 races where we do the 2018 International Tour. Tulsa, you're coming up next on May 26th. Get ready for that. Visit FatDag.com to go ahead and pre-register to get all the updates as to where, exactly when the race is going to be, what time will show up and whatnot. That'll kind of keep you included. But at the end of the show, I'll give you a little bit of recap of the Biloxi trip. It was absolutely incredible. It was just such a great time. Everyone there had a blast, and really looking forward to just continuing doing this across the nation. But I want to open the show with an email from Jasmin. Jasmin writes in and says, "Hey, FatDag, you've been on my to-do list for many months. I've been listening to and enjoying your podcast since last summer, and they've helped propel me to goal. So I've been a lifetime member of Weight Watchers since last November. This truly is a victory for me. This journey has held so many victories for me. I kept on keeping on for almost 3 years or not, and just not quitting. I lost 25 pounds, entered a healthy BMI, and I made lifetime. It took me over 2 years to lose that weight too. Just 25 pounds. I appreciate that I have many healthy habits. In most situations, I think people even admire my healthy lifestyle. I'm a vegan, I'm very active, and I exercise regularly. I love kale, I love all fruits and vegetables, I meditate daily, prepare healthy home-cooked meals for my family, drink 2 liters of water a day, etc., etc., etc. This is wonderful, and I'm truly grateful for all this lifestyle. When I'm in the zone, counting points, and living on the plan, it feels very natural to me. I have a dark secret, though. I've always been a binge eater. I can remember sneaking into the kitchen at age 6 to eat raisins when nobody was looking and feeling ashamed. I felt fat in kindergarten and remember having a lovely best friend who was thinner and prettier than I was. These body image issues have haunted me my whole life, and it breaks my heart to look at the family photo albums and see a beautiful, healthy little girl, perfect in her own way, and know she's carried this shame. I think part of the reason it took me so long to lose my weight is that I tend to overeat 0-point foods, especially fruit. Truth be told, I'm not at my personal goal weight yet. Another 10 to 15 pounds, I think, on that one. Although I've done a lot of work on myself and I've made great strides, I think one of my biggest challenges to this day remains the feeling that's allowed me to have needs and feelings and to be tired, to be burned out, or to be lonely, sad, frustrated, impatient, resentful, or even bitter, or just to want to be taken care of and not to be the one who's in charge all the time. I also tend to compare myself to others, and I often lose out. My husband works so hard at his job all day, so who am I to want me time? I'm not a single mom, so who am I to feel burned out or tired? My kids are healthy, so I can't feel sad. And then I think I eat to quiet those voices in my head, and so begins the negative spiral, with which I've been struggling now for 2 months. The truth of the matter is that I do a lot of caretaking in my life. My husband works long hours, so I'm the primary caretaker of our 2 boys. A part-time veterinarian, and I'm the lone family member working to keep my 84-year-old paraplegic father at his home and not in a nursing home. In February, my dad had a brief stay in the hospital, and it became very clear to me that my extended family was leaving it to me to handle his affairs. I handled the additional stress beautifully for about 3 weeks by focusing on extra self-care and healthy eating, but it all became very overwhelming, and I crumbled. I have spent the past 2 months picking myself up off the floor by going to the meetings, resolving to track, reaching out to Weight Watcher friends, listening to your podcast, journaling, reading self-help books, etc., only to take a few steps forward and then fall flat on my face again. It is so painful, and the scale keeps creeping up. I know I need to be kinder to myself and less judgmental. I know that beating myself up and comparing myself to others is a losing game, but sometimes it feels like it's the only game that I know how to play. I love your positivity, and I get the sense that even at your heaviest, you didn't hate yourself. Is this true? If you did hate yourself, how have you gotten past it? And if you didn't, do you have any ideas on how to get past and get to that positive place? The good news is that I'm not quitting. I just wish the journey didn't have to be such a roller coaster and so full of landmines. Thanks for listening, Jasmin. Well, Jasmin, first off, let's attack the obvious. You clearly you know how to work this program. You made it to goal. Congratulations on that. You know, you said it in your email as you go through. You're right. You do have this ability to compare yourself, and you said it very, very early on when you just said it was just 25 pounds. If you think for a second about that, is that is amazing that you were able to completely change your life, to completely make the adjustments needed to drop 25 pounds. It's not easy to do that. And I'm a firm believer that if you don't like yourself 5 pounds overweight, then being 100 pounds overweight doesn't any difference mentally. You have to get to the point where you finally say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I want to be. These are the changes that I want to make. You did that. That's what got you to goal, regardless of what the number is. Now, I say all the time that goal really becomes this mindset. And when your brain clicks and you start understanding that the activities that you do are propelling a healthy lifestyle, that is what we consider, wow, I got this. That's when the proverbial switch just clicks in your head and you start focusing on healthy activities and healthy lifestyle choices more so than the actual number on the scale. They certainly both play a role in this journey. You have to be mindful to both sides of it, but the mindset piece where you can get to a healthy, positive place is the piece that will carry you much further than continuing to track yourself on a scale and only work and reward yourself towards a scale number. You clearly have done that. And you even acknowledge it in your email that you appreciate that you have the healthy habits, and that you have a healthy lifestyle, being a vegan, exercising regularly, drinking tons of water, loving fruits and vegetables, meditating daily. All of those things are very, very strong habits that will keep you healthy, happy, and fit for a very, very long time. You're coming up on a stage in life where certainly there's some challenges. Your 84-year-old dad, you're doing an amazing job taking care of him. You obviously have an awful lot of things on your plate that's keeping you slightly distracted. And it's that distraction that causes you to go back and revisit the past and bring up all of the emotions from the past till you say, hey, wait a minute, maybe I actually can't do this. But you have proven that you can do this. That's where I want you to stay focused. What I want you to understand is that you're in this period right now where you are now in that do the best you can mode. Things will settle down. Things will come into a new routine. And then when you get to that new routine, that's when you make the necessary adjustments again based on your new routine to get yourself to be back in that healthy mindset. It becomes a part of your life. You clearly already have it established. So slight deviations here and there are not going to completely derail you. You certainly know the winning strategy for a great recovery: picking yourself up, going into the meetings, resolving, tracking, reaching out to friends, listening for accountability, tuning into the podcast, journaling, all that reading of your self-help books. That is the strategy that is going to get you back on track. You take a few steps forward, you take a step back, you take a few steps forward. Not giving up will get you exactly where you want to go. What I'm going to say right now is I just want you to just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your best, because at one point your best got you to goal. You have that inside you. You can do that again. You can get to wherever it is you want to go, because you have built a very, very solid foundation of eating healthy, living healthy, and being healthy. That is the celebration. So, how I lived my journey when I first there came a point where, I honestly don't remember if I hated myself, if I just wasn't happy. I don't truly remember those feelings. But what I remembered is there was a piece in the journey where I finally said, this is what I look like. And, I didn't like pictures of me very, very, early on. And I finally got to the point where I said, actually, this is what I look like. This is who I am. If I don't like them, I can't change today, but I can just slowly make the change for the better. So I got to that point where I realized I'm not the most athletic person on the planet. I don't have the most money as anyone on the planet. I don't know how to play the guitar. I don't know how to play a piano. I'm not the strongest runner on the planet. There is always going to be somebody who is better at something than you are. No matter how good you are, no matter how great you are at one thing, there will be someone else who is better than you at either something else or even at that very thing that you are very, very good at. So it's that comparison that's going to rob you of all the joy, of all the amazing things that you truly are capable of. There is no one better than you on this planet at being you. That is the victory. If you focus on that, if you keep saying, I am the best me, all the amazing things I'm capable of that play into my life, that balance in my journey. No one else has everything going on that you have going on, and you are tackling it. You're doing very well with it. Continue to do your best. Continue to eat healthy. Continue to live healthy. Jasmin, you will be able to be successful however you want to be. Thanks for writing in. I'm incredibly proud of you. You're doing fantastic work. Keep it up. Next up, Chris writes in, says, Hi, Mike. Chris here. CMaple89 on Connect. I emailed you back in February 15th about how I was struggling by comparing this time to the last. While listening to episode 172, when you read my email, something clicked. Since that day, my journey has been completely different. I didn't mention my weight or how I was doing last time, but when I started back on December 26, 2017, I weighed in at 490.2 pounds. When I emailed you, I had just come off a weigh-in, gaining 4.6 pounds for a total loss at the time of 3.4 pounds. Since that day, I've lost 23.4 pounds. This past week's weigh-in, I hit 25 pounds down and 5%. I'm now at 463.4 pounds, and that was where I wanted to get to before I emailed you again. Something that has made a huge difference in not only my journey, but my wife's and many others on Connect. I do a daily check-in video on Connect that has caused me to gain many followers, and it's helped me keep pushing forward and to stay motivated. All because of the connectors that comment daily. Over the past few months, I went from worrying about the scale to just using it as an aid to my journey and just to kind of see how I'm doing in my lifestyle change. As my lifestyle changes, the scale and the weight will follow. I love to drink water. I drink about 150 to 200 ounces a day. I've always been a Dr. Pepper guy. I used to drink them nonstop. I couldn't even say how much a day because it was so much. Wow, back on the plan. I've kept them in my plan, but I've cut it down to 1 a day, and I'm making room for it with my points. I'm now working on cutting it out completely. I've had 1 in the last 9 days, so yay me. Thanks for being you, and continue to rock your journey. Your wingman, Chris. Chris, congratulations on hitting your 5%. Way to go. I mean, if you've hit 5%, what you've proven now is that you know how to set a goal, you know how to work to the goal, you know how to take the ups and the downs and continue pushing because the goal was that important to get to. You continued and you hit your 5% goal, which means the next goal you set, you can accomplish as well. And the next goal you can accomplish, and you continue to hit and accomplish these goals, checking them off the list. And at some point, you'll hop on the scale and you'll say, you know what? I don't want to lose any more weight. If you've hit 5%, you can hit goal. It is that simple. You have the tools, you have the resources, you have the mindset and the ability to do it. It takes a little bit of focus. It takes some discipline. It takes you waking up every single day, posting a video, posting whatever it takes to get you focused, waking up every day, energized, on fire, knowing what the goal is. I think a lot of times when we work this journey is that we get distracted and we kind of forget what the goal is. If you wake up every single day reminded of the goal and focused on the goal, it becomes very difficult to deviate from the plan that's going to carry you to goal. If you remember, that's how one of my journeys was extremely successful, was my wingman every single morning reminded me what the goal was. I woke up every single morning to his reminder, which kept me focused. It kept me dialed in, and that's exactly what you're doing, and it's pushing you forward. It's keeping you motivated, and the interaction you're getting from the Connect community is extremely solid and very vital in your success. Know that at some point there, that connection will always be there, but as your journey changes, you need to evolve with it as well. Right now, you just stay focused. You stay dialed in. You set another small goal and you check it off. You keep going, and I love how you've adjusted your mindset to say, you know, I went from worrying about the scale to just using it as a tool in your journey. That's all it is, and you're doing fantastic work. Drinking your water obviously is very, very key. It's interesting to see your vice was Dr. Pepper. Mine was, of course, Mountain Dew. And between the two of us, we've pretty much gotten them out. I say go for it. If it's been 9 days since you've had a Dr. Pepper, I know that you can go 10. You can make it 11. You can make it 12. And that's kind of how I did. I started to see if I could just go 30 days without it. And I did. And then it was 60 days. And then it was 90 days. And now we're coming up on 3 full years of not a drop of soda. I don't regret it one bit. You know, if you want to work it into your plan, you certainly can. I think you're ready to take that next step. I think you want to. I think you're looking for permission to do so. And I'm giving you that to go ahead, man. Completely change your life. That's what it takes. Completely change your life. Continue to stay focused. You can do whatever you want to do. There are so many successful people. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen people who start this journey at around the same place you are that have had amazing success. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. What matters is the new life that you build, the new lifestyle that you create. As you develop new healthy habits, your body will determine what it feels it needs to weigh to carry you through and get it done. Chris, I'm honored to be your wingman as well. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, wingman, do you need a little extra help seeing the fine print on ingredient labels? Well, buying glasses can be expensive and overwhelming. Hey, WarbyParker has the answer. By cutting out the middleman and selling directly to customers online and only in their stores, WarbyParker is able to provide high-quality, great-looking eyewear at a fraction of the usual price. Their prescription glasses start at just $95. This includes the frames, the lenses, anti-glare, and anti-scratch coatings. WarbyParker offers a free home try-on program. You order 5 pair of glasses and you try them on for 5 days with no obligations to buy. Their glasses ship for free and even come with a prepaid return shipping label. As an added bonus, for every pair that you buy, a pair is distributed to someone in need. I just recently received my home try-on kit. I was able to try on all the glasses and pick the colors and the styles that were right for me. I'll put them on Facebook and you'll be able to look at them, but go ahead and look at my Facebook page and let me know which ones you like best. Head over to WarbyParker.com/dag to order your free home try-ons today. After you head to the website and place your home try-on order, make sure to download the WarbyParker app from the iTunes App Store. They built this awesome home try-on companion feature which allows you to quickly take photos wearing all of the frames, stitch it into a video, and share it with your friends and your family to help you pick the winner. If you have an iPhone 10, you can use their brand new feature called Find Your Fit. Find Your Fit uses the iPhone 10's True Depth camera to map and measure key facial features. Using these measurements, Find Your Fit recommends approximately 12 WarbyParker frames that are likely the best fit for your face. This process is seamless and takes only a few seconds. Again, head to WarbyParker.com/dag to order your free home try-ons today. That's WarbyParker.com/dag. Next up, Kellie writes in and says, "Hi, Mike. Kellie here from way back episode 61. It's taken a while, but I'm super excited to finally write back and let you know that I am at goal. Yay! I've lost 59 pounds and I've gone from a 2XL to a medium. I can't tell you how I can't tell you because you've been here too, but dang, it feels great. I love Weight Watchers and I'm thankful for the way it has helped me change my life for the better. I want you to know that your podcast and your words of wisdom to me and to the other members have been an invaluable tool and a constant inspiration on my 17-month journey to goal. I have listened to you encourage me and tell me I would get to goal more times than I will admit, and I appreciate it more than you know. You'd better believe that I'll still be tuning in through maintenance and lifetime. I have learned this fourth and final time on Weight Watchers that for me, reaching goal was more about the mindset than the food, and I hope it's okay if I share 3 things that have helped me the most. First, know your why and keep it front and center at all times. I've witnessed a very real version of my future through a loved one. I realized if I didn't change my life, that my later years would be riddled with illness brought on by obesity and the loss of independence. Changing my future became my why. I have pages and pages of my why written in my journal. It makes me ugly cry when I read it out loud, but it has been a very powerful motivator. Not a day has gone by since I write in my journal for the first time that I haven't thought about my why at least once. I also wrote in it a much shorter, less emotion-inducing form that I could share with others, and it is this. My why is to honor my 70-year-old self. I want to be strong, healthy, vibrant, and able to live my life full at every age. I just know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I've changed my future to do just that. Second, believe in and love yourself now. This time, I made a decision to be happy with and to love myself at my before weight. Even though I felt really silly at the time, I looked at the mirror nearly every day at the start, and I told myself I was a freaking rock star. I also filled many pages of my journal with affirmations. It was not easy, and it took time to sink in, but eventually, it happened. I began to love myself for the first time ever, and I thought I was nowhere near my goal weight. I'm not happier because I lost the weight. I lost the weight because I became happier on the journey. I practiced self-love by following the plan, cutting myself some slack when I needed to, telling myself good things, and believing it was possible. The final thing that got me to goal is refusing to give up. Seeing as how it was my 4th time joining Weight Watchers, I clearly had a history of quitting. This time, I told myself quitting was not an option. I refused to go on another diet, so I knew this would have to become my lifestyle. It took me 17 months to lose the weight, but I did it without worrying about a timeline. I had many weeks of teeny tiny losses of 0.4 or 0.2. I had weeks of 0 losses. I had weeks where I gained weight. Those weeks weren't the most fun, but the important thing was just to keep going and trust the plan was working. That trend line that you mentioned was moving in the right direction, and that was what mattered. Having a strong why and learning to love myself made it much easier to keep going during those times when the scales didn't want to cooperate with what was going on in my mind and my heart. Eventually, it all clicked together, and here I am, 59 pounds lighter. I'm healthier, happier, and feeling like $1 million. So there you go. These are 3 of the most important lessons I've learned on this journey. I hope someone finds them helpful, and I hope all those wingmen out there know that if I can get the goal, they can too. Thanks for letting me celebrate and share, and thank you for believing in me. See you at Lifetime. Kellie, which is KELCOT 68 on Connect. Kellie, congratulations. Way to 59 pounds. You absolutely nailed it in your analysis here. The 3 things that you wrote in, I think, are absolutely critical. I agree 100%. I think this is probably, one of the better emails, one of the great emails that I get. Of course, I get a lot of great emails, you know that. But this one here just kind of sums up the entire journey in one email. 59 pounds from a 2XL down to a medium. Yeah, it feels amazing. It absolutely feels great because you know that you did that. You took control and you said, I want to do this. I absolutely do believe in you. I told you you could do this. And you've listened long enough to now to believe it. And bingo, that's the mindset that gives you control of this. You get to the point that if you get there and you say, I can do this, then your body works very, very hard to continue to prove you right. You have to take that time that you did and say that I am happier now. And when you become happier now, everything else falls into place. The more you believe it, the more you look in that mirror every single day and say, I own this. I'm the best person. I'm the best me there is. I am going to get this done. If you do that every single day, it becomes true because you just start feeling it. You have a great strategy, and I love your first paragraph as you start opening up as to writing out your why is that you want to honor your 70-year-old self. That's very powerful when you think about that. Is that when we're 70, when we're older than we are now, we want to be in the best shape of our life, but we can't wait to then to do something about it. If you want to be in the best shape of your life when you're 70, 80 years old, you have to take control now and make that happen. That's what your why did. That is why it's incredibly powerful. That's exactly why it brings tears as you read it. And when you get to that point where you dig into the emotional core of why you're doing this, and you read it every single day, that is your plan. It becomes very easy to resist temptation. It becomes very easy to just plug through, power through when you know why you're doing this. Looking in the mirror, knowing you're a rock star, that is the ultimate right there. So continue to do that. It took you 17 months. I don't care how long it took you to lose your weight. You did it without worrying about a timeline because you did it on being focused on living the best you could live. That's what got you 59 pounds down. That is what it made you say, I feel like $1 million. Kellie, what a great email. I said it a couple times. And regardless of what the number on the scale says, minus 0.4, minus 0.2, 0, up a little. Yeah, all of that plays into it. As you get powered through, as you understand why you're doing it, those numbers become less important. And the strategy around the entire journey that you clearly lined out with 3 simple points. That is what got you to goal. Following and practicing self-love, following the plan, cutting yourself some slack, telling yourself good things, and believing it was possible is 100% the recipe for success. Kellie, congratulations. Thanks for writing in. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for reaching back to other wingmen and letting them know what it is that got you to goal so that they too can start working on their journey and mapping it out and getting it done. Last up, Ruth writes in and says, "Hi, Mike. Hey, I signed up on Eventbrite for the Tulsa event out of the 2018 International Tour, but I haven't received any further info via email and I haven't found it on the website. Could you tell me the walk-run event that you choose? Also, where will the activities be based? Closer to downtown Tulsa or in one of the suburbs? I'd like to get a hotel booked near the actual event or the meetup location. Thanks in advance, and I apologize if this is published somewhere and I missed it." Well, Ruth, you are not alone. So here we are, 2018 FatDag Tour. We just got back from Biloxi, heading over to Tulsa on May 26th, up to Toronto June 23rd, Denver July 21st. I'm going to Philadelphia August 18th, Indianapolis here September 8th, Washington, D.C. October 20th, and then we end the tour November 10th out in San Francisco. So the way I've kind of structured this tour is I just looked at, I wanted to run about a 5K a month, and I wanted to reach back to other wingmen and kind of be across the nation, wherever you were in bigger pockets of communities, and just kind of all of us get together the best we could. And I wanted to get through this first event first in Biloxi, just kind of to see how that was going to work out. And so what I ask you to do is go to FatDag.com and click on the event tab, and you'll see the international tour link. And at that point, if you register through the Eventbrite tab, all you're doing there is telling me that you're interested in participating. Then, as I make the final plans as to which race in that area I'm going to run, I will use that list to disseminate the information so that I know that everyone who said they wanted information certainly has the information available. Rather than, I was always afraid that if I just posted on Facebook, people would miss, the actual location. So this is just a way for me to collect your information so that I can just simply only use it to let you know about the upcoming events. So right now, as of right now, the final details for Tulsa, they will be released in the next couple of days. So you will get an email letting you know exactly what race we're looking at. Then you can go decide if you want to actually register for the race, if you just want to show up and hang out. What we did in Biloxi was absolutely, it was so much fun. It was absolutely amazing. And so about an hour before the race started, we kind of hung out at the start-finish line just to kind of, getting to know each other and understanding each other's journey. And that'll be about the same at every race we go to. About an hour before the start time, you can anticipate near the start line, we'll be there collecting, gathering around. It made it very easy. Everyone had a FatDag International Tour shirt on, so it made it very easy for us to identify each other. That was kind of fun. And then when the gun went off, we took off. And what I did on this particular race is I just kind of ran with whoever was out in the lead. And I just said, I'll just kind of run with you. And then once we came across the finish line, I went back and looked for whoever was next in the pack, and I ran them in. And then I went back and ran out there and to find out who was next and ran them in. And the 5K ended up being about 6 miles for me, but it was 6 miles of the most amazing opportunity to carry people across the finish line and tell them that I told you you could do this. I believe in you. And I believe in you so strongly that I want to walk with you and run with you. I want to do whatever it takes to get you to your goal. And we had a couple folks in this group that had never, ever participated in a sanctioned 5K race before, and they're now officially listed as finishers. That's incredible. That's life-changing. So that's what this 2018 International Tour is all about. You can find the information at fatdag.com. Click on the event tab. Click on the International Tour. You'll see all of the races outlined, and just click on the ones that you're interested in getting more information about. I tell you, as we crossed the finish line, there was some celebrating going on. We had an amazing time. We hung out after. We had a meetup for a couple hours and just went and had a nice, quiet sit down, lunch, and we just kind of just really got to know each other and exchanged phone numbers, exchanged email addresses, exchanged connect names. We just really understood that this journey is so powerful. You can't do it alone. You shouldn't have to do it alone. There are so many people on this planet going through exactly what you're going through. When you write in and when you share that lets you reach out to the community. Someone else reaches back. Someone else understands what you're going through. Together, we all start forming the bonds. And those bonds, as we start getting, hey, I'm not alone in this journey. And you watch and you see the success. You see other people doing exactly what you're trying to do. That is the power of this tour. So there'll be more information certainly coming out. Tulsa's coming up next, and then up to Toronto. Really, really looking forward to that. So thanks for your email, Ruth. More information is coming soon. Stick around. Stay tuned. We'll be out there, and we will absolutely celebrate together. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com. Click on the WhysAdvice podcast to send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll certainly work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in those celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. You're doing amazing work. You're down goal. You're loving yourself. You're finding ways to win. Other people need to know it's possible. When you write in, when you share it, you're now convincing other people that they too can take that next step and go get it done. Together, we completely change our lives. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight, getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the WhysAdvice podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit FatDag.com, click on Become a Patron today.